What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Jayz, Bottomlip, and today we're going to be breaking down Havik. Havik is a brute force type character. This character is really big on rushdown. He's a super good aggressive type character, and he puts you in situations where it would mess up your composure, or he's really good at just allowing himself to create mind games off of his plus frames and a lot of strings that he has that has gaps in them. They're really strong once you understand how to play this character, but I also have to be honest and say that this character is lacking a few things in certain areas that really matter. Now, from the time that I played this character, which was yesterday, I did nothing but play Havik. I played all the matchups. I played all different types of matchup. I ran sets with my friends. I even played Kombat League as well, just to see how this character really plays and the things that he struggled with and so on and so forth, right? So again, as always, guys, I do not talk about cameos. I've tried to not focus on cameos. I really try to give you the raw character itself, and then you figure out how to play your cameo with this character and everything else as well, right? So we're going to get right into this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get right into it. All right, so with Havik, right? Havik has really good strings. He has really good buttons as well, in my opinion, but the only thing that's really bad about him is his down 4. I think his down 4 is really bad because it's only +9 on hit. It kind of reminds me of Terminator's down 4 in MK11, where he wasn't able to jail after it. So if you did get hit, it's just like, man, fuck this, I'm just keep jumping, or I'm gonna be disrespectful. So like, in my opinion, I think that's another thing that needs to be buffed about this character. This should be two things that happen, right? It shouldn't have this much pushback. Or the animation, see how he falls back or stuff like that. I think also too, it shouldn't have that much pushback, and on hit, it should be like +20. And the reason why I think it should be +20 is so he can create mind games off of his back 2, also his forward 1, and off of like 1-1-2 and all this other stuff, right? So like doing things like this and then dashing up, should be able to gel off of things like this, right? And that's really what makes this character strong, because when he's allowed to do that, he can create mind games and stuff like that. Like he can do this string. Like if he did a down 4 like that, he can do something like this plus, create mind games, because he's really good at like harassing his opponent and putting themselves in certain situations that they don't want to deal with. So they either try to armor, be disrespectful, and so on and so forth. So these are layers that you can play with your opponent, and they're really strong in that sense. I also think that his combos are very boring. Like this is just a combo that he has. Like you could just do things like this. You're gonna always end in something like that. You can always do something like this, and then like, but like hold on, let me see. You can do something like this, boom, boom, and then that be a combo. You can also do like things like this. This is a combo. It's just, in my opinion, I think his combos are very basic. Now, when you get into cameos, you can do stuff like this, obviously, right? And then you can do like the combo that I showed you guys. You can do things like that. But like, in my opinion, I just think that his combos are very boring and there's no creativity in them, unless you're going for like damage cameos like Movado or even like Scorpion. But I think what really matters is like having something that's going to complement his wake up, and a lot of cameos don't have that, and that's really the main issue here, is being able to utilize everything that he has. And then on top of that, like even using this, you can use this with a certain cameo, but like it's just he doesn't get to use it as much in the neutral. I think also too, like it should be the startup should be a little quicker, because even though, yeah, he can throw this out in the neutral, but at the same time he can't, depending on what cameo he plays against. I mean, character he plays against, because they can actually low profile it and so many other things as well. And in my opinion, so again, I like to talk about like the cons of the character too. So like the cons, in my opinion, are going to be his down 4 not being plus enough where he can gel. Also, a lot of his strings are slow. So like this should be like start up with like 13 or 12. This will help him out tremendously. On top of that, I think this string in particular does not need a gap. But then again, it's actually fine, because this actually creates mind games. And I think another thing, that the last thing that he needs that really would help this character is making this an actual throw, not a high. This will actually give him mind games off of his 2-2, because everything gels off of 2-2. So you can do things like this, or you can just run a raw and just throw your opponent off just for a quick second. But then on top of that, you can use this as a mind game to maybe like use a certain cameo where they duck it, and then like you can make a cameo and make himself safe and stuff like that. It's really strong. Now, as far as like things that are really strong about this character, like the pros of this character, is his corner pressure and how everything leads to the corner. And basically, like, this will be like one of his combos. He can do things like this, right? And then he can do the tether and so on and so forth, right? These things are really strong, but like You can also do things like this. That's really strong. You can create mind games off of like things like that, and that's plus, and that jails. I can actually show you guys really quick how that's jails. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. Jump, and that's plus. Also, too, another way that you can find out if this jails or not, you can do something like this. See how that jailed right there? So you get like +4 off that. You can even get like mind games off of it too. It's like if you wanted to go for like chip out, you can also do this if you think they're gonna break. Sorry, I messed up. Sorry. You could do things like this. Okay, I didn't even reset it. Well, okay. And then you can make yourself safe. This is depending on how you want to play. You also can even do things like this. And that's actually all real right there, and they have to hold that. That's +16. And then another thing that's kind of unique about this character, right? See how like I can't hit my opponent if they're ducking. This is one thing that's really bad. No one knows about this, but like he can't neutral jump. He like if you're ducking against this character, he can't neutral jump hit you. I don't think anyone is talking about this, but this is something that I've exploited for a very long time against Havik. Anytime that they like neutral jump in the air, they can't hit me at all. Now, if he backs up and he does something like this, yeah, of course, yeah. But like he can't hit you when he's straight up like this at all. But what's also unique about this character is that he actually has a setup that actually allows him to get a free jump like this. I wanted to show you guys as well, right? So you can do something like this. And remember that the AI is set to like duck. So just keep that in mind when I show you. Oh, I have it on delay. Sorry. I'll explain like why delay is good too, though. That gels. And what's also cool about this, you can't up block it, you can't wake up armor, and you can't jump out of it. All of this is real, and you have to hold it. There's two ways that you can do this. So you can do it like this, where you end it like that, or you can end it like this. Hold on, I suck. You gotta remember, I've only been playing this character for like a day. And then you can get a free jump off of that and stuff like that. Also, too, with this one, when you do this string right here, you get a free mix off of this too. So what I mean by like a free mix is that like when you do this string, this is real, and they have to guess, and you get a lot of more pressure off of it. So it allows you to utilize your down 4. And remember, I always say like you have to utilize everything about a character for it to be, you know, like how can I explain it? You need to utilize everything about a character, because if you utilize everything about the character, it shows that you're utilizing him in the correct way. He has so many different moves. He has this, he has this, he has the sweep. He also has this. Utilize it. It's +4. You know what I mean? Like there's other ways you could become even more plus, but utilize it sometimes just for simple sake that it creates different mind games and layers that your opponent may not or may be ready for, which is the whole point of a fighting game as well. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is when they delay wake up. When they delay wake up, you can actually go for other things. You're also plus as fuck when your opponent delays wake up, by the way. So you can do like things like this, and this becomes real. And then on top of that, you also have to realize when your opponent delays wake up, they can't wake up. So things become even more plus, and you go for other things that, you know, creates more mind games. So like one thing is when I played Cyber Sub in Mortal Kombat X, I had certain setups for my opponent when they delay wake up. And most of the time when you play Havik, he has so many plus frames that your opponent's not going to want to deal with it. So the best option they're going to do is delay wake up, which allows you to go for so many different setups. The only character I think that probably won't delay wake up is probably Tanya. She just be throwing armor out there like it's gushers. Like this bitch don't give a fuck about nothing. This bitch don't give a fuck. She's just gonna throw it. But anyway, you can create mind games off of just the simple fact that they're delay wake up in. So like you can do things like this that I was just showing you guys. So like now you can get a free jump in, and then you can like sweep your opponent. You don't even have to jump in either. You can actually jail them. You can actually jail them easier if they don't jump too, by the way. So like if my opponent wanted to, see if I do it correctly. They can't wake up right there at all. And I'm going to show you. So I'm going to set him to jump, right? So like, watch this. And then it's just gonna rinse and repeat. Right there. So safe jump, and it's Jayz. And then you just rinse and repeat it and everything like that. It's really strong. And I recommend that you utilize everything about this character as well. So like in my opinion too, I know like a lot of times you want to get your opponent to the corner, but this character actually does well, and not like all the other characters. He does really well full screen as like mid screen as well, because your combos will be the exact same thing. So like you'll do something like this, and then you'll just create more mind games off this. And this is what I mean by like a harasser character. I think he should just do a little more, just slightly more, because you see how that jail right there, like they can't wake up. My controller's broke, by the way, guys. But basically, you would do this, call this out. Actually, Jayz if you do it right, but as you see, and then you can create other mind games where you could do something like this too, and then bait them to jump, and then whatever you want to do with it. All this is really good because when it's like tether. Think of it like tether. When tether's around your opponent, they start to panic and they start pressing a whole bunch of buttons and stuff like that. So think of this move like that as well. They will also respect you because they're not sure why you're doing this. So just keep that in mind as well. In my opinion, I don't think I would ever go for this as much, because this is look where it puts him. Boom. Now he's in a range where I don't have a button really to like get close to him, and I don't want that. I want to harass this character, not even this character in particular, but any character. I really want to harass them, and I want to be able to keep them in my face. So another thing too that I forgot to mention is that I feel like he should do more damage. Like he should do like something like this, and then like I could do another one, and then like I could do a hard knockdown. Like I feel like this should be able to juggle a little more rather than just like doing it once mid screen. Like I feel like I should be able to do it like twice or something like that, and then I could do a hard knockdown. I think that's really what he's lacking too. It's just being able to do a good amount of damage, and then like hard knockdown, boom, making you guess. Because he's super plus off of this, he can actually get like a cross up off of this. So like I think it's really strong too. That's really like about this character as far as on like mid screen. I recommend like maybe doing something like this. Or like if you were to go for like a hard knockdown, you can always go for a setup. So like I know other people that do things like this. Boom, now you're super plus. And if he jumps, you can get a combo. Then you send him to the corner. You can actually even hold Kano or whatever, and then you can grab him, cancel Kano. There's so many things you can do. But again, I'm not talking about cameos. But you can do so many things like this. This being safe now is really good. You can throw these strings out. But I think a lot of times, right, the problem is that his strings should be able to be super close. Like when I do this string, I should be able to like get close enough to you, because if my opponent doesn't delay wake up right here, it just becomes challenging sometimes to know if they're going to wake up or not. And then like it's really hard to meaty with this string because it's super slow. So like sometimes your timing can be slightly off. And even if it's slightly off, since I'm kind of airborne and I'm jumping at my opponent, they can actually wake up jump. So it's kind of hard to use as far as in like a meaty. And then like this being a high makes it kind of difficult to like meaty my opponent sometimes too. But it also creates a lot of mind games. And the reason why I say it creates a lot of mind games, so because after this string right here, my opponent can reverse it with, hold on, do I have the right cameo? I'll show you guys really quick, right? I feel like I'm talking a lot, so I apologize. I'm trying to fly through this and show you guys stuff. So again, I apologize if I'm talking too much. So like, okay, boom. Let's go over here. And then let's see. Okay. All right. Actually, boom, boom, boom. So like if I do this string right here, they can reverse it. And I can get punished for it, which also is really good for you, because now you can create mind games off of like the fact of the matter is that they know this. And if they know this, it's a big risk to do something like this. So like when you do that string, if you bait it, you can actually punish them for doing that. Let's see if I can show you guys really quick. Okay, so boom, boom. Wait a second, boom, boom. Right. So hold on. Oh, it's hard to do by yourself. So I go boom, boom. Wait a second, boom. Oh, okay. Damn, it's so hard. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Boom, boom. Wait a second. Boom, boom. See. And then you can punish me for it. You can get back two as a punish two, and you can do 2-2 and so many other things as well. So I just want to let you guys see that as well is really strong. So now, like when you do this string, you can do like something that has armor on it, and then blow them up for doing it. There's so many different things that you do with Havik to create mind games. And then this string right here, being that you can like up block it, you can bait an up block, you can stagger this, back up, you can do this, you can back up, you can just do so many things to harass your opponent. And I think that's really what makes him really strong. But the problem is that he gets outspaced really easily. From the matches that I played, he gets spaced out really easily. So you have to resort to sometimes doing random things, and you kind of just have to do things just because you just have to. Just for an example, right? This string right here is plus. You don't really have anything to really gel this plus frames, not even like a down poke, because when you do this string, I can still jump back because this is 9 frames. Actually, hold on. I might be able to get a poke out, but since it's a low, I'm not sure. Let me see something really quick. See if I can gel off of it on block. But then again, that's still going to be hard to do because it has a gap in it. So let me see something. Okay. Down poke, right? I can still jump. So I could be disrespectful. And then if he flaws block it, it becomes -7 and you can't crouch. Remember I was teaching you guys about that? But I suck. Oh, what is this? Oh, I should be able to. I thought I was able to down. Let's see some. Yeah, I just suck with this character. But yeah, you can gel off of this string if they just like if you flaws block this, you don't have to respect it. But again, like I said, I suck. Whatever this character does, right? So you could do things like that as well. It's really helpful. And then the shimmy game behind it is this right here is really strong in my opinion as well, because they'll be looking for a grab and then they get hit by that. I think this should be a little faster as well. Just speed up his frames just a little bit and change the animation of the hit advantage as well. I think that's really about it with this character. I think the last thing that I do want to tell you guys, though, if you play Havik, you have to play him in a way that you would play MK11 Shao Kahn. And what I mean by that is you literally have to just do things. You literally have to just sit here and be like, my opponent's going to respect me. And if they don't respect you, then this is when you change your flowchart and your game plan and play the layers with them. But in the beginning, you have to have the confidence as if your opponent is going to respect you. And if they start mashing, then you'll change your playstyle on the fly as well. You will have to put a game plan for that as well. That's the only thing I can really tell you guys is you literally have to just play him in that way until you get your buff, quote unquote, that everyone thinks they're getting when the new expansion pack comes, which is probably true. I don't know, but still, for now, this is the type of playstyle that I will play with Havik. As far as in cameos, that's up to you guys to figure out what you like playing with. I like playing with Sector. I like playing with Kano, and I also like playing with Frost, just for the simple reason that every time that I get a hard knockdown, I can kind of get close to him. And Darius is really good as well, because every hard knockdown I can get in no matter what, and I can get Oki and blah blah blah. It's really strong. I recommend learning how to play fundamental with him. So now what I also want to tell you guys, the very last thing is this character teaches you how to have patience. He teaches you how to have good composure. He also teaches you how to play neutral in the space where you might not have a projectile that's typical like every other character. So you have to be a little careful when you're playing with his projectile, but it teaches you how to use projectile. It teaches you not to spam. It teaches you how to be plus and play off your plus frames. And it also teaches you that every time that you are plus doesn't mean it's necessarily your turn, but it is your turn mentally because you have enough frames to actually react to what your opponent can do. I hope I helped you guys with this video. If you have any questions for me, rather than telling me about the character, I'm glad to answer them for you guys. But as always, I still appreciate everyone who shows me love, and I hope this helps someone in the long term. Everyone, have a good day.